at EJOLTs, and many of the people you saw there are on the editorial board. And with the difference with this journal, one is the one you mentioned yesterday, that we use the visual data. Okay, so if you do a clip of yourself doing something and you say, this shows my value of such and such, then you can insert it right in the paper with the URL and a still image, and you can show this data to support your claim to have made improvement in this way. The second thing is that we as reviewers help the writers. So if it comes forward and it goes through the board and it is a living theory research paper, then we have been known to spend years, I'm not exaggerating, helping somebody strengthen a paper. And we all do it. And it takes a lot of time, but they are so grateful afterward, because they can see that they have now a powerful argument to support what they're saying they're able to do and show and feel. So that's quite unusual with the journal. Usually you get no or yes, but you don't get help. Sana?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm just enjoying listening to you, and also the colleagues coming from everywhere. Since we arrived yesterday, each time that my sister Kelly talks, she said, have you written about it? Have you written about it?
Yeah, I'm painful, I know. I'm very painful.
But I was enjoying it because it's very rare that in the academy we encourage each other in a genuine manner. And we hear you say this morning, right now, that as reviewers, we help people improve their writing. And one thing that prevents many people from writing is indeed the process of editing and reviewing, which for me becomes like a gatekeeper. There are many people who have a story to tell, the way they know best how to say it. But because there is a certain way of saying it that is regulated,
Yeah.
you get to write a blockage.
Well, as an example, we had a lovely paper from South Africa.
That's true.
Right? It's not in EJOLTs, and it was a beautiful piece of work. But her command, isn't he right?
One of them was it?
Yeah. Her command of English was not as good as her own language, and so the three reviewers that worked with her helped her perfect the English. And we cached the original language as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we had both versions in it, which keeps the authenticity to it. But the paper that it in the English that finally went through was exactly what she wanted to say. We hadn't changed her words, but it read smoothly. The argument was clear. And we helped her with some of the technology, with inserting a video clip and stuff like that.
Yeah. We did the same with Jerome. Exactly that. If you look at that title, Journey to Living Theory Development for Black African Zulu Male Educator, the challenge of doctoral research. And it must have been 18 months, and Jerome actually brought in some of his isiZulu language because the English did not communicate the values like Ubuntu and like the Zulu notion of respect. So you'll see that that's a paper that does that.
That's one of the ones I reviewed, and he kept his titles all in the original, with the translation, of course. But I mean, again, it was it was just the flow. So that now when you read it, it's such a lovely argument and story, and he talked about things I knew nothing about. So I feel like I know more about the culture, the Zulu culture, than I ever did before. So it's not just giving; it's receiving as well.
That one from Honolulu. Honolulu teaches exploring the notion of place. But Jocelyn has brought in something I've never heard of, which is an indigenous spiritual value, what we call aloha, which hasn't got the religious context, it's got a spiritual energy to it. Jocelyn explains why that's so important.
Sorry, did I interrupt?
No, it's okay. It's okay. For me, I see many, for example, graduate students dropping out of the program. And I think the students are wonder because there is a way of thinking.
Yes.
There is a way of saying it. Sometimes you think it's too much passion. But when you just speak about the energy, because for us, the whole experience comes when I can say how I feel. And it comes in a way that subjectivity is always present.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. One of the greatest philosophers last century said, look, stop this objectivity. You know, he said, look, just recognise that objectivity is grounded in subjectivity. And we strengthen the objectivity through intersubjective criticism.
Yes.
So it's exactly what we are doing.
We're also not making claims to generalize.
Yeah.
When I say my student taught me that the way I related to her was, loved her into learning, that isn't something that's generalizable. It may be, but you can't learn from another what that is. You have to experience it yourself. So we're not claiming generalizability, but I can learn from what Jerome taught me in that paper about life as a Zulu man and the obstacles he ran into, and become more appreciative as a white woman, old white woman, which is, I have a power that many others don't feel. So that's all educative.
I just wanted to relate to the gatekeeping especially. I have a student colleague who's an art educator. She's busy with a doctorate by article notes, which does 4 articles for a doctorate. And we submitted one, it's living theory, so we submitted one to an art education journal. And the reviews are very good. But the one reviewer says, I feel it's an overstatement to suggest there's an emergent theory to be derived from this inquiry. Consider cutting this. Or modifying it in the abstract. Later in the article you refer to a positional stance. This could be added to the abstract in place of emergent theory or living theory. Or alternatively, in pursuit of emergent practices that contribute to theoretical perspectives, blah, blah, blah. So she wants it to cut that, but then she says, there's a strong philosophical core that guides you as an art educator in the truest sense, and the values and belief you embody. This is an inspiration. So, she values so much what is coming out, but she doesn't want us to call it theory.
Yep.
So I will not cut that. I will advise the student not to cut it. Let's refer rather to this website and say, look at all these. So this is the value of this website. It's amazing, Jack, what you've done here. And
But you see, Jackie,
and if they refuse it, then we'll send it somewhere.
this is so important.
We don't refuse it.
No, this is not EJOLTs. This is another journal.
What we do say is this paper needs strengthening, and I will help you.
But so many people just cut.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the way to go.
The reason that Jackie got her doctorate was because of her tenacity and courage. She was faced with the senior academics in the University of Bath, the School of Education, telling her not to have me as a supervisor because this was living theory, right? So not to do it. Now, Jackie, you get to know Jackie, she will stick to her guns, yeah? And several people that we know have had that kind of experience, that we're now talking about. So do stick to your guns. And if you're told you can't put I in the title, how do I improve what I'm doing? Groups have taken...
Refer to the website where there are hundreds of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay now. Do you want to come back just before we finish? Because we've only got a couple of minutes left. Is there anything that you feel?
Well, can I just say that I want you to write your stories. Please write your stories. Let me help you if you would write your stories. Everybody in this room has so much embodied knowledge that I don't have, and the person beside you does not have. And if you share that knowledge, you give others strength, and you give yourself strength. I mean, when you listen to Kathy and Crystal, they're just doing it to get better at teaching kids.
Right.
And Kathy is saying, I've learned to ask the kids how to teach them.
But if I want to publish,
If you want to publish, you need, as an ethical researcher, permission of the people who you are quoting or showing. If you're writing without that, you don't need your own permission, do you? No. I write what I want to write. I show pictures of myself that I have taken. But if I quote you, if I show you, I have to go and say, this is what I want to publish. And will you give me your permission in writing specifically?
We have this problem now because we asked Bill if we could get it in the images of us, so he's been videotaping us. But just occasionally we also felt we'd like just the room. But we haven't asked your permission, so we can't publish those, even though we would like very much. Just to be able to put a record of that, you know, as Bill circled the camera, to just show you working together. But we really do need your permission to do it. And it's just this feeling that if you do feel any slight objection to it, just say to me at the end, if you would, and I can make sure that you don't appear.